I'm Leah. I'm Flanzella. I'm a collage artist, and today we're going to be making art for the prompt metal. I have my little setup here. I'm in a temporary space, but I figured it has good internet, and this is definitely something I still need to get done today. So I would love to join you in creating for your Februllage prompts. I know a lot of you have probably already done the prompt for metal, so maybe you're moving on to the next one, which I believe is neighborhood, which is a pretty cool one. I'm still kind of thinking of what to do for that one, but I definitely want to work a little bit more on the metal one because the first one I posted that I will show you very momentarily, I really fell in love with, and I really think it's a fun concept, and I wonder if we could make another one in this series, so I'm gonna be doing that today. As you can see, we have a little table. It's so little, it's definitely nothing close to the usual table I have, which is 100 inches usually. This one is a teeny tiny one, but it's definitely helping and working for me. So why don't we jump into it? If you have any questions, feel free to write them while we're going on with this. I have my laptop, as you can see as well, so I'll be able to read all your comments and stuff as I'm creating. So let's head over. Ta-da! To this little space. So this is where I'm working right now. It's so tight, so I have like all of my extra papers for later there, my done ones here, and then I even have like my book here. And yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is go through these two piles today. Basically this one I put aside for the actual prompt metal, and then this one I was going through last night just to kind of shrink things down so that we're not just looking through papers the whole time. Oh, I might have to flip my phone orientation-wise. I hope that this... Okay, there we go. Perfect. Nice. So... Okay. There we go. You guys can all see perfectly. And I'll get my computer up and running. Just make sure that the live stream is working and all that. Amazing. I just see one of your comments. My husband found a map of our city in this morning, so I decided I would do that as my starting point for neighborhood. That's an amazing one. I feel like that's very sweet and very like personalized. Okay, so this is the piece that I did. Actually, I did it a couple of weeks ago. Let me just turn my computer audio. But yeah, so basically I just had this like book. It's I believe like a program for the sporting day or something. It was actually from my great aunt. I found her collection of like old tourism stuff, and then I found these pieces. And yeah, I still need to glue it down obviously, but the idea is that there's a can with synchronized swimmers in the oil, which is kind of gross, I guess, but the idea is that they're like kicking the top off the can. And so from here I kind of found this and this can. And I think that they kind of go well together. I really like this paper. I think it's an interesting background. I think they're like little hymns or something from England. But I was thinking like, yeah, I have this, so maybe that's something. We have niblets. So why don't we go through everything here, and I'll put this one away. It's not glued yet, so I just want to make sure that I don't lose anything. Okay, yeah, so why don't we start with this pile here. This is the one for metal that I have. And I think that it's great. So I have like, you know, the actual like metal ideas where you have like pots and pans, and we have like all of this technology. I really like this one. Like honestly, this could be an art piece in itself. It's so beautiful. But I'm not sure how I want to use it, I guess. It's difficult because it's like already so cool. I find that kind of difficult sometimes. I have more beans, and I have a lot of these like motor oil and food, and maybe that's something they're interesting, like the idea of like mixing them, or like what can come in cans, I guess. There's also these, which are like, I don't even know, they look disgusting. I don't know what diet food, weight control cans, something could be there. But I really liked these ones because I could like picture this just being a piece in itself with like people popping out maybe. I also have the classic Campbell's soup can, which could be kind of fun. I wish I had like a bunch of them and we could do like a Andy Warhol inspired piece. This one's also kind of cool. It's definitely metal. It's like technology as well. And I think that some of these could also play into the prompt online, which is coming up pretty soon. We also have like a battery. I liked these hands. I felt like they could be coming in and doing something with the cans, for example, potentially like holding it. I also have this like condensed milk one, and then we have this really fun pattern here. I thought that that was pretty cool. I like the idea of like, again, stuff coming in and out of them I think could be cool if we had like a bunch of snakes or something. That's just where my brain went immediately. And then I'll show you this one. It's not part of today, but I really like the idea of like something like this for a piece in the future because it's like someone eating an apple. I like the idea of like getting these kind of pictures going for it. So we'll see if that becomes something eventually. Yeah, so we have all of these metal ones, and then we have just like these kind of fun ones, I guess. So these are the ones where I'm like, okay, we have cans, for example. Like, could these people just be like coming out of the cans? They have like money wallets out, which is kind of interesting. I thought that that could play into something. I'm just not sure what it is exactly. I know that like canned foods used to be a way to save money, but now they're so expensive as well. I'm actually shocked. So, you know, there's something to play into there for sure. I also have this woman who I think could play really well into like sitting on top of a can or something like that. And she's pretty cool. Again, same idea. Woman coming out of the can, not sure. I don't know. I was just working on that. And then I found these feet. I thought they could be really cool. I could have like a can with the feet. I wish I found like a canned chicken or whatever. I've seen those like canned turkeys and stuff. I think that could be really interesting there. So maybe something like that. Okay, where was I going with this? And then I had this lion, and I was like, ooh, that could be cool for, oh, maybe it's this one. I have all of these with all this food and meat and stuff, and these people sticking out. I was thinking like the lion could be behind them. And then we could have like the cans, like kind of pouring out, I guess, pouring out the food like that. But I might have to find more food. And as you guys may have known, or I've already kind of talked about, I am very limited on my papers right now. It's kind of interesting to work with, honestly. It's been a challenge in itself. But yeah, I still don't have I'm in the process of moving, and so we don't have our stuff here yet. So it's kind of a fun idea to just like, you know, play with just a very small amount of papers. This one I was kind of thinking he's small and the can is big, and maybe there's like a big can as well. This one I was like, ooh, this person could be looking directly into a can, and maybe something interesting is happening inside a can. I feel like there's a lot of ideas here. That's why I'm struggling a little bit and would love your guys' feedback while watching of like which one you guys want me to make, because I feel like I could make like 100 pieces just from these alone. This one again, I was like, oh, he could be like looking into a can. I'm not sure what that would be, like motor oil or something kind of weird, I guess. We could take out this table and put the cans here, I guess. That could be one. This one again, I picture them like turning this pool into a can, or having a bunch with like a girl in the bathtub. We also have this idea of, I definitely want to use this for one in Februllage. I've been holding on to it for like years, and I think it would be really funny to have like something being held up, and maybe that's where the metal comes in. Maybe the people are holding up like all this metal above their heads. I think could be kind of interesting, and maybe could work for that. Again, I thought these could be coming out of the clouds could be coming out of the cans. I feel like I had a lot of can ideas. Oh my goodness. And then I like this one as like a beauty one. I think that even just cutting off this, like it looks like almost like a bullet, to be honest, the way it's like shaped. And I think that could be kind of an interesting take on like the beauty industry. This one already looks like perfect, that I could just stick that right on top of a can. You can see that my idea was basically just around can. I really started this actually thinking about metal, like the metal, the music. But I have like no music stuff, unfortunately. Like I kind of don't have my magazines that I was hoping to have for this. So that's kind of sad. But you know, we're doing our best. I also had something to do with this idea. I like the color schemes and stuff. Yeah, we'll just look through a couple more of these. Like nature coming out of a can could be interesting if it's being like poured. And we have, again, her sitting on top of a can. I thought she's just like so nonchalantly. We could have like a bunch of cans all over the beach, like just littered on the beach. I like these barrels a lot. I definitely want to use this at some point. I think they're like the drums of the laundry machines, but you could have things like coming in and out of them and weaving through. I think would be really cool. Just not sure where to go with that. Yeah, these are from Shell. I had these put aside for Shell. I didn't use it, but I really like this picture, so hoping to use that at some point. This one's just like really cute. I like the little kids. This one I was like, these people could be really nice on the cans as well. And then we have the opposite metal direction where I had this. I thought it was really funny, and I could picture her just being like stuck in it, I guess, or something. And then we have more can niblets, or these people like looking down into something or some sort of metal thing I think could be cool. So yeah, those are all the ideas that I have for today, which are a lot, and I'm not really sure where to go with it. I wonder if something like this could actually be, like the lion idea, could actually be used for like neighborhood, because it looks like a neighborhood, and I could just like cut around these, stick the lion in, and then we could come up with some other way to make it seem like it's a neighborhood. So maybe I'll just put those to the side for now. Maybe you're getting a little sneak peek of tomorrow. I'm just gonna check the comments. I find images like this taken apart telephone are hard because I look at it and wonder, is it already a collage? Totally agree with that. And that's in response to this one. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Money and the die cans could be interesting. Love that idea. I don't really have any money, but I could definitely do that digitally after. The chicken legs with the snakes of cans of turkey soup. Love that. I think the chicken feet could work with the niblet corn can too. I agree. Use music for yours. I love that idea for sure. I wish I had like some rock stars and stuff, and they could be like holding a giant screwdrivers or something. Was kind of the idea I'd had originally in my head, but couldn't find. The fluffy. We also have the idea of the fluffy gown. Where is she? The fluffy gown coming out of a can and being like a flower could definitely be interesting. She's so funny. I'm obsessed with this photo. I think it's so great. So I hope that I get to use it at some point in Februllage. There's so much great stuff. We got a lot of stuff here. Okay, so now we got to figure out what to do. I'm feeling a little lost today. I think like usually when I do live streams, I have a little bit of time to prep. I try to, get some stuff together. This one I was just like, I have so much stuff, I'll be fine, but kind of interested how it's gonna go. I think the way I should start is just by finding the can picture that I liked the most. Yeah, we have the chicken one here. I think this one's kind of interesting, right? I think we could put like a bunch of different things in the cans. Okay. I feel like I'm leaning against like the technology stuff like this. Like I'm just not sure how to use it exactly right now. I like the ideas of it, but I'm just like, how do we, maybe I don't have the right people to make it work. Like maybe we do. Sometimes I feel like you just gotta play with it. Like I could picture this person standing on it. Maybe they're looking over, but then what are they looking over at? We could have the chicken feet on the chicken cans, I think could work. But I wish that that one was by itself. It's so funny. It's like always with analog, you're like, ooh, I wish that this was like that sometimes. I feel that way. Or we have the diet ones where like feet could come out just to be like, kind of be silly about it. Or we go back to the square one of this one. I could picture putting the feet on it. Motor oil is kind of interesting with these because I feel like there's a lot of oil spills that involve a lot of animals and issues. I think could be interesting. And maybe like the top I could pull off and put something in it to make that like a little bit more aware of the issue. Like, I mean, I have that. The reason I pulled the ocean pictures originally was because of that. I think that could work. Or like I love this person just like looking down into it, but it would be like, what are they looking into, I guess? I definitely want to use this person sometime in Februllage as well. Had it for a long time, but I like the idea of them just like looking over. I think it's like a perfect position. Okay, I feel like this one feels the most developed. If we want to just like create and go ahead with it, I'm just going to put that to the side. Dancing cans, like the chorus line. I love that. Like the can, that'd be pretty funny. I'm just like worried I don't have, as we're talking about, I don't got any legs here, but I think we could work on doing that as a digital piece. I think it'd be very funny. And actually that's a brilliant idea. I also put this to the side, not because I wanted the car, but because this texture is really nice. I think I could picture it like either exploding from the can or just like showing this going on in the can, I think is nice. Or you have something like this where the pool almost goes into the can and there's like a diving board and then we have feet. Chicken feet could be kind of interesting for that, or the seabird feet could be interesting because then it's like a pool and we think it's clean, but then it's like oily water and the birds are getting stuck in it. I feel like that's kind of working towards something. You missed your own pun. The can, come on. I like it. Or like this could be spitting out the top. Okay. Yeah, so many good pieces. I feel like this collection of stuff, like even though like Februllage, you only make like 1 or 2 pieces max a day, or at least I try to, there's a lot of potential to go back and use a lot of these papers in different collages in the future. Like I almost think that like even when I get my stuff back, I should just force myself to kind of work through this pile because I feel like I really did good with curating it so that I would have enough stuff, even if I'm kind of lacking a little bit, but it's kind of more like I'm lacking if I decide to have like new ideas or something, you know, less so if I can just go with it, it works, but not. I mean, she could work for the diet one. I love the idea of like spandex on the beach, like full. I can't even imagine how uncomfortable that would be. Like getting sand all over them. Ugh. Don't like that idea. We have something that's like slithering this one, but I would love to do that in the future. I think like something really bright and color could be really nice. This one I love the idea of Cuban cigars and the beach and stuff, and guys as well. For I feel like there's something here between these three, and I'm not sure what yet. There, I guess that's a pile of potential. And now I like these people too, obviously. I think they're great. Okay. That's enough thinking. I think let's pull this one together and start working on it. So for this one, I'm going to start with the can. And yeah, if you guys have any comments or anything, or any questions about Februllage, if you've done it before, this is my 3rd time doing it, which feels crazy, honestly. It feels like I've done it, like, I thought I'd done it for 4 years. It feels like it's just like something I've been doing forever, it feels like. It usually makes February feel so nice. I feel like February can be such a blah month for people, and it gives us something to do, and I love just like having it a distraction early in the beginning of the year to just like create full time. And I find like creating a little bit difficult sometimes at the beginning of the year, but then when you have like the motivation and like this amazing community and society that are all working through their stuff together, it's like amazing, you know? You feel a lot more connected and like you really want to create. Like if you don't have any like motivation. I just find I get a lot of motivation from it. So I know that these are two different birds technically, but I feel like one's bigger than the other, and that's gonna actually work in our favor for perspective. They might be a little bit too big for this can, but we can work on finding a better can worst case. Or that's something that I feel like with Februllage, usually I'm just 100% analog collage artist, but because my day job is graphic design, usually, well, I'm not working right now, but when I do Februllage, I kind of let myself use a little bit more digital manipulations after. So for example, this one, if the feet are too big, I can scan them in, and then I can just edit them to be the right size. This can be hard, and it's not like ideal because then I feel like I can't sell the originals of them, and then I need to like work harder to fill my art shows, and I should have hopefully at least one coming up in May that I need to restock for because I did so well last year. I was so impressed with my shows that happened last year and sales and such. So I'm just hoping to like get a couple more. That said, I've kind of had the idea of printing out the papers, like getting them done on magazine papers and reprinted and then cutting them out by hand. So I think that that's like a decent idea. But yeah, I just haven't decided if that's the route I want to go or not. Like I like the idea of everything that's original being originals, but then I meet artists that do 100% digital collages, and obviously like they print and they just do like limited series. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that fully, because then I'm like, you could just keep printing them. But I guess like with this, if I bought all these exact same magazines, I'm not sure where these ones are from, to be honest, but if I bought all the same ones, I could just recreate the piece, I guess, if that makes sense. So it's not really like that's the only way to repurpose stuff or have multiple series of them. Interesting idea, though. Nice. Okay. This is the American flamingo, it says. It's definitely a little too big, for sure. I would like it to be like half the size, but I like the idea. Let's try this other one. This is the golden crested green. Oh wait, no, this is the ruby throated hummingbird, I guess. Yeah, I can't believe I was reading the ad and thought that it was one. That's funny. I like this ad a lot, though. I thought it was funny. Familiar birds of North America, especially because like Converse is such a, you know, an everyday brand, basically. I think it's brilliant. I wish that advertisements were a little bit more cool now, but they're so boring, and I feel like they treat people like they don't understand anything or how simplified they are. I wonder if like a brand actually made like a really clever campaign and had like very clever ads again, like the way these ones are, if they would do really well, or if people would be like, huh? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm not on the screen, I just realized, sorry. Okay, I have a question. Sorry, I'm just gonna finish this talon. When did you first discover collage, and or is that something that it was something you loved? For me, honestly, I think it's pretty funny that I feel like a lot of people find collage later in life. For me, it was literally like, this is all I've ever been doing, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people liked like painting as a kid and stuff and whatever, and I always just loved collage. Um, I really like, if you look back on my like binders as kids and stuff, like all of my binders are just like completely decked out with collages and stuff, even from like, I think like the earliest one I found was like grade 1, which is, you know, basically as early as it gets. You know, I have those preschool ones, I guess, of, I'm pretty sure everyone does them, but that was like the first one where I did it at my own free will for my own purpose of enjoyment, I guess. So I really have been doing it forever. I feel like I lost touch a little bit with it in university just because I did a multimedia program and I was doing like just so much creating all the time. Like I was doing a lot of digital stuff. And I mean, I did like start a collage club in university, so maybe that's not fully accurate, but I felt like I didn't do it as much. And then after university, I feel like I didn't really do it much in my first couple jobs just because like life was getting crazy. And then after that, I kind of came back to it. I feel like I moved into a home where I had an art studio in it, slash it was just like an extra bedroom, but I turned it into an art studio. And from there, I was able to host a lot of parties and stuff, like art parties, and a lot of them I did was collage club just because I'd done them through university and really loved it. So I brought back that energy, and I feel like I just loved it. But when I discovered like vintage magazines, I guess, is when kind of I feel like everything kind of changed for me, where I really feel like from day one of creating with them, I really had like my own style and brand. Before that, I was basically just using like 2010s fashion magazines, I guess, and whatever I could find. And I wasn't being that picky, but I had like a completely different process, and I feel like finding the vintage ones, I felt like they had so much more value because they were so interesting and I'd never seen them before, that I was like cutting out things. And I used to cut out fashion magazines and I'd be like, oh, these aren't worthy after. So I was literally like cutting out like 100 things, making one collage, and then literally throwing out all the cutout pieces, which looking back is just like absolutely crazy to me because how much time and effort I put into cutting things and then just throwing them in the garbage. But yeah, as soon as I started doing vintage, I felt like they were a little bit more precious, and I was cutting them out and holding on to them. And I think that's when, like, you know, I realized like, oh, this is like, I need a lot of space for this. How much time and space am I willing to give to it? And the answer is a lot. It's like my whole life now. So yeah, I was able to do like a lot of different things. I'm just gonna cut this out roughly first, because I just realized this is probably not even gonna fit if I'm gonna do a can with it. I feel like this could be something if I had a bigger can. Again, this is something you'd maybe do digitally, right? Where I can go in and put it in. And it's kind of funny because it's like motor oil is kind of gross. So maybe that's something that plays into that as well. Maybe we have 2 pieces that end up coming of this, and that's the beauty of digital art, right? Sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. Yeah, the collage club idea. And yeah, I see you're doing an exhibition the night. Well, it's kind of cool to have a exhibition on a theme, right? And if you've agreed to do multiple pieces or whatnot, is kind of cool because I feel like now that you're doing Februllage, you're kind of primed for making things on a certain topic, right? And I think that something like that can just happen really fast. Like, I think like even here, like I have like 100 ideas. So sometimes I feel like when I get overwhelmed with what we're doing, or like something that's coming up, like a bigger event where I don't have enough pieces, or like I think something similar to that, I'm always just like really heavily into just doing it. If you're stressed about not having enough work or whatever it is, you can just start looking at stuff, and I think like the thing with a prompt is that we can all interpret it in our own way. And I think that's what's important about Februllage, is that we all get to go online the next day or whatever. You get to go to the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest, the Skemsterfignurin location. I feel like I'm gonna get made fun of for saying that. Someone from there, please help me. Anyone from Scandinavia know how to pronounce it properly? But if you go under the tab, you can just see like, you know, hundreds of pieces from this day. And I think that that's what's special about it, is that we just get to all make stuff, and it's all based on the same topic, but it's all so different. Like obviously there's like a couple that are similar, and I know in my Discord channel, if you're not on there, you should definitely join. We all share our pieces in the Februllage channel right now, and it's been really fun to kind of talk about the pieces and how to do the prompts. But I know one person said like, oh, their idea for dice was to make them into cherries, and now they don't want to share their art because other people did it. But I was like, yeah, but you did it very differently than the other people that I've seen. So, you know, even if you have the same idea, you can still make it different. Okay. I feel like we're onto something here. What do you guys think of that? And I think I could do like that red background. I feel like this is weird, but I kind of like it. Like it's like, sorry, my neighbor's dog's going crazy right now. It's funny because it'll be like silent, and then I'm like, oh, I want to do a live stream. And then all of a sudden, craziness. So like, yeah, I could picture like this being in it and this like kind of bomb going off above it. I know it's not like motor oil-y, but I wonder if like one of these, I'm wondering what the tone I want is. Like this one looks like lava, which is kind of cool. It's like a lava one. And maybe the feet come out if we do like a lava can, you know? Why don't I cut out a little piece of this? Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut with the little edge so that we have like a can lid. So I feel like this kind of works. It's like, you know, the motor oil companies are blowing us up with their produce. I'll also move this down a little bit. And yeah, if anyone's just joined, you can feel free to ask any questions about anything. It's like an ask me anything, I guess, if you're interested. I'd also love to hear about how you guys are finding Februllage. Like I find some people find it extremely stressful. Some people love it. I feel like I'm the only one that like doesn't find it stressful. It's like extremely exciting for me. But also right now, like I feel like because I'm not working right now, it's like all I get to do is Februllage, and I think that that's like extremely fun and exciting, at least for me right now. If you're also joining and you haven't done Februllage, I'll just let you guys know that it's a challenge on Instagram. You can search Februllage, and they have prompts for every single day the month of February, and we all make art to that prompt. I ripped it a little bit, whatever. I feel like that's something you can fix very easily in post. Yeah, maybe we could have like, I wonder if it's like the mountains that need to come in, or so we could do like the embers there, or you could do like the mountains kind of popping out the top, kind of like the embers. What do you guys think? I feel like there's the best spot for it. kind of like that. And then this will be like that, I guess. Looks like it could be sloshy motor oil. Yeah, I agree. I kind of like the idea of like keeping, like you can see that they're little houses if you look really carefully. And I wonder if that kind of plays into this. I think could be kind of interesting. Wonder if people will notice or if it'll just be something I notice, but sometimes that's the best part of art. Okay. So with something like this, when I want it to be like a very specific spot, sometimes I'll just like glue inside of here. That way it's like attached. But I'm just trying to decide that's the way I should go with this. I'm wondering if I want like these little houses to be cut out as well and like sticking up over it. But yeah, maybe I just start like cutting this into like a kind of a wavy shape. Good. And then I just have my glue sticks here. I like to have like a medium sized. I usually have a large one as well, but I don't have it here. And then just like a really small one. And the small one is for things like this, obviously. This brand of glue is like the best one, in my opinion. I used to use other ones, different brands. I wasn't very particular. And all the pieces that I used with those ones have now yellowed and they're kind of gross looking and stuff. But this one is acid free and it's archival quality, which I think you should look for on your glues. I believe it's from Germany, so I'm sure that it's worldwide. Highly recommend using that one. And then look at the top is like sticking out. I guess we can have it like this, and I can always stick like a different, oh my God, come on, piece of paper behind it, like this. This has like different layers to it. You just have fully black behind it. I think that's good. It looks like coals or something. I can also cut off these little mountains if I need to make them, because I think I just wanted this to kind of go over top of it. Maybe these ones are too high. Okay, yeah, I think I need to cut off these mountains. Calling the mountains, I have no idea what they are. It's funny how your brain does that. Even just like the plain one looks good, but I think that this gives it more of like a texture, which I think we're desperately needing in this piece. I think this is too high as well. funny how like everything else is so fast and then something like this takes the longest. Just like that last little bit. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down here and then tuck this one in after, just a little bit. I'm going to have to do this pretty quickly so that it doesn't dry the top. It's funny because usually I don't glue all in one sitting, but we're doing it for you guys. Yeah, that's exactly how I want it, where it's just like tucked around this little house. Nice. Okay. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more glue now that I know where I want it to stay. Gotta make sure it's like flat too. And I'm also gonna get back in here, get this little piece. This is where a lot of people ask me like how you don't get glue on your fingers, but I just do. I don't really have a way of getting around that, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Okay. Whew. And then I have this. It's like a brayer roller, I think they call it. Brayer. Just make sure it's all flat when I'm doing glue. Okay. Okay, I'm liking that. It almost looks like a dumpster fire or something. But I think it could also be like coals or lava. Yeah, and I think that the lava cloud is really good. Ooh, and we also have the lid still. I forgot about the lid. I think like my other one, we could make it work where the cloud is like pushing off. Ooh, we could even tuck this in. Gotta work fast though, that glue is drying. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty good. Maybe this one has like the lid almost fully up. What do we think of that? Could also go like behind. But I feel like you're not gonna really know what it is if it's there. We can also just do this on a plain white paper as well. I kind of like this. Okay, amazing. I feel like I like that. I feel like this position I can figure out a little bit more. I feel like there's, could go like this. I'm also just gonna fix one thing. I really don't like this cloud. I think it's bent over just so it's getting a different color. There we go. I feel like I just automatically think the can thing is there. Oh yeah, I guess it is broken off that side. I was gonna say maybe it goes on the other side, but that looks so wrong. I don't know why, but it's not good. Or we just go without the can. And then where have our duck feet gone to? I feel like it's so easy to lose things when you're doing collage. This is why I always get scared when I don't glue things down, that I'm gonna not be able to finish the piece later on. But okay, can't even find them now. That's okay, they're somewhere around here. Okay. Let's just look at the comments, click. Maybe put the top a little bit, but further so it looks like it's popping off before it, because of the explosion. Like this, I guess. It's flying all the way back, I guess. Or it could be here. Honestly, that works too. I definitely like that. It's kind of funny having a bunch of these pieces with the cans like this. I really wonder if like we could do a series where it's almost like each hand, each way it goes. Could it be cool? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're done here then. I'm just gonna go ahead and flip this to say bye to you guys. Ah. Here we are. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Firstly, I see there's a bunch of you on here, so I'm really happy to see that. I hope that all your Februllaging is going well. Obviously, this is just day 6, so we have so many more days, like, what, 12 more days? Or, oh my God, am I not doing math right? We have a lot more than that then. We've done 6, so yeah, but we're gonna do a lot more of these pieces. I'm hoping to do one of these hopefully next week if I can. If you have any questions for me, definitely let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. If you're watching this new as well, remember to like and subscribe this video. I'm seeing a lot of people come that are new, that are not subscribing, but they're watching my videos over and over again, and I'm just trying to figure out how to retain you people. So maybe if I tell you to your face, do it. Have an amazing day. Get out for a nice walk, drink your water, and enjoy the rest of Februllage. Bye, guys. Mwah.